Hello there, and this is me on Kansanim Station. I'm going to be leaving India in a few days' time, and I'm just taking this opportunity to say hello to you and to introduce you to this film, which will expose you to all sorts of aspects of a part of the world that you may never go to. I certainly had no intention of coming in myself. It's funny the way life works out. So relax, sit back, enjoy the film, and may you find it entertaining. Cheers. And that was my little experience of watching the rice harvest being processed. And in a strange way, the rice harvest and the beach was really my first link, 'cause it was on the way to the beach every morning that I would see a group of people processing the rice and doing all the things they needed to do to turn it from a crop to something that could be eaten. This was a surprise to find cows on the beach, and it's really an indication of what India is like. There was just so little in the way of fences and so much in the way of freedom. People just wandering around, cows doing the same thing. So this is the way that India is linked up to be one whole country, is this incredible rail network, which is more developed than in any other country in the world apparently. And I was certainly very surprised at just the huge size of all the trains. There's no such thing as a two-coach train in India. They're all seem to be massive. And I did have the experience of going on this train to the local city, and discovered it cost an incredible 6 rupees return to do that journey. And I was certainly surprised about the conditions inside the train, which were very rough indeed. You know, there's no such thing as a closed door. All the doors are open, the toilets seem to be open. But yeah, that's the way to get around in India at an incredibly good price. So here comes my first really big surprise, and that's the shrine, or shrines, because Goa is full of them. You can't go for more than 400 yards without coming across another one. And what really surprised me about these shrines is that they're almost entirely based around the Catholic religion rather than Hindu religion, because that is the big religion in Goa, is Catholicism. So this is a typical Catholic shrine, and I do like the way they do things. They do like their flashing lights and their fairy lights and special little enclosures with deities in, that kind of thing. And I did watch lots of gatherings through my 4 weeks, usually around late afternoon, 5 o'clock, be a load of mostly women sitting around singing songs, which obviously would have been hymns. This is my shot looking outside my window of the flat, just to give you an idea what my daily experience was like. And it is an area that was very much rainforest until more houses got built. And this is a view of the beach that I experience on a daily basis, having the beach entirely to myself almost all the time. The fishing boats played another interesting part of my time there, as I watched that particular boat we've just seen be fitted out to be used to go on the sea, and then the maiden voyage with the fishermen going off to catch their first catch. That was quite something to experience, have a bit of continuity in seeing something develop over the weeks I was there. And coconut palm trees, such a big part of the life there. So that's the boat itself, using incredibly simple technology, same as they'd used thousands of years ago. The only difference is the ropes are synthetic these days. And this is one of the little tourist towns that I went to visit quite often. This is where I eventually met Rose, who has a clothing shop. And this area was one of the few places I ever came across that actually had supermarkets. That's a supermarket there. Minuscule compared with English ones. That's a sign telling us about the flowers which are produced for Hindu observances. Hindu religion is still strong in Goa, and such a busy business about grain harvesting these flowers and putting them into gardens which were used for very particular parts of their religious observances. So flowers play a really crucial part in Hindu religion. Just to give you an idea what it might be like to queue up for fuel, because it's something that would certainly take time. It shows what a busy aspect of life that was. This is the village where I was based. We just had a little shot of the market. This is like the main street, and the road conditions are such that be very careful as you walk along, because there's a lot of traffic and they come very close to you. And that's a building where I used to go on the internet and file my email reports and do my shamanic reports. So that gives you a little bit of an idea what the village centre looks like. That's the market area where the fish are sold. And this shows a little mixture. Places vary so much from really old-fashioned traditional to very modern air-conditioned, all next to each other. Well, there's a goods train in the way between me and home. The only way to deal with this is to climb underneath. Phew, always a hair-raising business. Anyway, done. And this is your building material, primarily bricks made out of effectively clay, mud and straw, which have been fired, and that's a building site. And my surprise about that was just the huge number of people actually working on that site, very industriously all over the place. And this is a shot up from the only department store, 7th floor up, just to give you an idea of what the city looks like from height. That's cleaning day up on the restaurant, everyone cleaning the roof. This is the view from the top of Big G. And this is busy city life. This is the bus station. Buses are pulling out of here every few seconds. Buses constantly arriving and leaving from all over that part of Goa. And that's my scooter. Again, gives you an idea of how busy life is there. And yet you've got cows on the outside lane of the dual carriageway, just doing their own thing, not being bothered by the cars, obviously feeling perfectly safe in their life. That was one of the surprising things. You've got city and country all mixed up together in India very much. I saw oxen, goats, cows all inside the city. And this is what it's like to get on a scooter and drive off somewhere, travelling at really slow speeds, no more than 20 to 30 miles an hour on any of these small roads, and everyone's like that, no real rush. This is a Hindu temple, one of the small numbers of Hindu temples I found out there. This is the flat. So now what I'm doing is I'm showing you the flat where I stayed for the month. 2-bedroom place. One of the things you see, no carpets, everything needs to be kept spotlessly clean, so it's all tiles. Sweep and mop every day. Fridge is a great luxury, as is a washing machine. All the facilities are great when the water works and the electricity works, but you can expect frequent power cuts and occasional water cuts as part of daily life out there. So you have a bucket of water for when the mains runs out. That shows you about the style of architecture in Goa. That's very unusual. That's Portuguese influence. The way these houses are built all reflect Portuguese architectural styles. So now I'm going to take you for my walk to the beach. And the sunlight outside is so strong. 30 degrees pretty much all the time. And pigs and chickens are just literally living their own life, wandering about, going where they want to go, and clearing up any compostables that you put out for them. And this is the scene, the location of the rice harvests. And the shot I'm going to show you is when all the grains have been collected up and taken away, and that's all the rice straw that's left behind in these great big windrows, as they call them. All of that rice straw is used for different functions. They don't waste anything. Everything's got a purpose and a function. Same with the coconut husks. They get turned into cocoa fibre, which people grow plants with in this country. So coconut tree is a very big part of that part of the world. And there are other trees that look like coconut palms, but they're actually custard apples, which is the most unusual fruit. So I did get to try when I was there. Literally tastes like custard with very big black seeds in it. A very gradual beach, as you can see. The tyre tracks are the lifeguard's jeep, which drives up and down many times each day. I was totally intrigued by these sculptures produced by little tiny animals which dug their holes into the ground and made these interesting arrangements of sound. Spectacular. And the beach, the water not at all clean. You'd find dead fish washed up pretty much every day. So it doesn't have the clarity you get of the Atlantic. But it's still a wonderful experience to be able to swim in that sea every day, which is what I did. Going once, twice a day, sometimes 3 times. It was good to be there at different times of the day. Very different experience when it's near dusk as to midday. And this is the vegetation growing right next to the beach itself, these beautiful purple flowers. This plant just spreads itself as a mat all over the area. A very successful plant. Very beautiful. This is a banyan tree, one of the most interesting trees I saw out there. These vertical things are the roots which are produced from the trunks and go down to the grounds, and if they reach soil they then create a new banyan tree, so it's a very successful tree. That's coconut husks. And now this is a little tourist spot, which obviously is more set up with shops and such like. Those are the motorised rickshaws, the yellow and black vehicles, also called tuk-tuk. Not the cheapest way to travel, but can be very useful. And that's such a lovely thing to see in India, because cricket is a very popular game, so that's people playing cricket on the beach. Mostly guys in their 20s. And this part of Goa is very much a tourist resort for Indians as well as for Westerners. I'd say there'd be more Indian tourists than Westerners when I was there.